I, Jack Markell,
Governor Markell has already had some big wins as he starts his second term in office. Within the first 6 months of term number 2, Markell's had several of his gun control measures approved by the General Assembly. And after fighting for approval of civil unions in his first term, the governor's efforts helped get same-sex marriage approved in term number 2. But there's more to being governor than just getting a legislative agenda through the General Assembly. There's more to it than getting a budget signed during a near all-nighter at the end of June or delivering the State of the State address. There's also the appearances, the handshaking, the meet and greets. We sat down with former two-term Governor Mike Castle to talk about his time in office and the duality of the job of governor.
Generally, when you're a governor, you better be ready to speak wherever the heck you are. You can be at a birthday party or a funeral or whatever, and somebody's going to ask you to speak. So you need to be careful about that. But you can have days in which you have multiple appearances, maybe 5 or 6 appearances during the day and 3 or 4 at night, including Saturdays and Sundays.
And because of Delaware's size, there are more expectations of the governor's schedule being flexible enough to include everyone.
There's an expectation that, if they're having an event, it's very important to them. They want you there, and you've got to make every effort to get there. And I think Governor Markell has done a good job of trying to meet that mark. It's not always easy.
Whether it's playing ping pong, a favorite pastime for Markell, riding bikes with reporters, or welcoming the King and Queen of Sweden to Delaware, a governor's time is rarely his own. I
remember many times changing clothes in the governor's car. You go from a picnic to having to wear a suit or something of that nature, and that was a regular thing as well.
One major negative over Markell's time in office has been the hundreds of jobs promised at Fisker Automotive that have failed to materialize. It's unclear how much that will stain Markell's record.
I think all of us were enthused about Fisker. We hoped it would work. We supported it. And I think that was true of Republicans and Democrats. It's unfair to say it was solely the governor. I mean, it was something that was supported by most elected officials in the state of Delaware at the time.
I would like to present your chairman, Jack Markell.
Markell's got extra duties on the national stage as leader of the National Governors Association. That national presence has also fueled rumors that Markell has aspirations outside of Delaware's borders in higher office, something he was asked about during WHYY's gubernatorial debate last fall.
Can you commit today to staying around Delaware for 4 years if you're reelected in November?
Look, I love this job. I very much want to do this job for the next 4 years, and that's my expectation.
But what about after term 2 is over? Castle says he didn't think about the next step until the very end.
It's funny, I didn't really make up my mind to run for Congress until the end. In fact, I thought I wouldn't do that.
Markell himself won't say what will follow this term, but it's probably something he's thought about.
I think you have it in the back of your mind at least all the time. He's much more focused, I'm sure, on being governor than he is on worrying about what's going to happen 3 years from now.
And I expect that all of us commit to work together and to strive to leave our nation stronger. Our time in office is rather limited, so I won't go on much longer.